We have some major breaking news. It has been announced that Austin Hill will make some select starts in the NASCAR Cup Series with Richard Childress Racing in 2025. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. As I just said a second ago, we got some pretty massive major breaking news this afternoon, as it has been announced that Austin Hill will drive the number 33 for Richard Childress Racing in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2025 for 5 races. Here's the press release today from Richard Childress Racing. Richard Childress Racing announced today that Austin Hill and United Rentals, the world's largest equipment rental company, will return to NASCAR's Cup Series competition for a limited schedule in 2025. His first start will be at Darlington Raceway in about 2 weeks from now, I believe on April the 6th, and Andy Street is going to be the crew chief for that car later this year. Here's what Austin Hill said about the opportunity to join Richard Childress Racing in the Cup Series. I'm excited to compete in the number 33 United Rentals Chevrolet again this year. United Rentals has been a longtime supporter of my career, and it continues. The relationship, once again, at the top level of our sport is special. I've enjoyed my starts in the Cup Series so far, and the goal is to keep learning every time I climb into the car. We have been strategic with adding new tracks to the lineup each season, which allows me to gain valuable experience. Racing for Richard at any level is an honor, but especially in the Cup Series. The focus remains on winning the Xfinity Series Championship in November, but any laps and Cup car are very important in the future. This, of course, is the 4th season that United Rentals also will be sponsoring Austin Hill this year. So here are the 5 races that Austin Hill is going to drive in this number 33 car. His first start, like I already mentioned, is going to be at Darlington Raceway in 2 weeks from now. And then his next start will be at the Chicago Street Course on July the 6th. We had heard some rumors and speculation that perhaps maybe Will Brown was going to make a start in that car in the number 33. We'll talk about him in just a little bit here, because I think there's still a chance he'll get behind the wheel of this car. But Austin Hill will drive this car at Chicago. His third start, not surprising, will be on August 23rd at Daytona. Not a surprise or shock. We know Austin Hill's really good at Daytona. United Rentals be on the car. They, of course, were on the car when he won. Well, didn't win the Xfinity race at Daytona, but he dominated the race. Then his next start will be on September 13th at Bristol in the fall. And then his final start will be on October 19th at Talladega Superspeedway. We've been hearing a lot of chatter and speculation that this car was going to be coming back. We knew it was announced early in the year. I think back in January, if I'm not mistaken, it was announced that this car was going to be returning in 2025 for select races. And many people like myself were thinking that Austin Hill was going to be one of the drivers behind the wheel of that car. And it was officially confirmed today. There's been a lot of chatter about Austin Hill's future. Of course, he signed a multi-year contract extension with the team for the Xfinity Series back in 2023. There was a lot of talk at the time that Austin Hill could be going to College Racing in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2024 to drive the number 16 car with the United Rentals sponsorship of the other companies that he has, like Bennett, but that did not end up happening, and he signed a multi-year contract extension with the team. So now he's going to have the opportunity to make some select NASCAR Cup Series starts, and he's getting, I think, a few more starts, or about the same amount of starts he had in 2020. Now, Austin Hill obviously did not run well in the Cup Series in 2024, but he has a really good crew chief that he's going to be working with, as he's going to be back teaming up with Andy Street. Andy Street and Austin Hill had a lot of success in the NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2024 and 2023. Austin Hill, of course, made the Final Four, and I believe picked up 3 wins in the 2024 season, including a win at Homestead Miami Speedway that propelled him into getting into the championship four. He ultimately did not win the championship, but we knew this was going to be happening. And Austin Hill, I think, is someone that has a lot of potential to be really good maybe down the road in the NASCAR Cup Series. And obviously, you think about the long-term future for Austin Hill. We know there's a really good chance and possibility that he may end up in the Cup Series next year in 2026, because I don't think Austin Hill wants to be a lifer in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. I think he wants to eventually find a way to be into the NASCAR Cup Series in the future, and time is kind of starting to get out for him, because while, yes, he's still got plenty of time in his racing career, I think the long-term goal for Austin Hill is to be a NASCAR Cup Series driver, and I think that there is a very realistic chance and possibility that he is going to be in the NASCAR Cup Series full-time in 2026, because we do know that Kyle Busch is right now in a contract year with Richard Childress Racing. I don't think he is going to be taking over the 8 car, or that's not what I think the announcement is going to be. There is a potential possibility we see Austin Dillon in the number 3 car if Austin Dillon retires in the near future. Yes, so Austin Dillon did have a solid run at Homestead, but the last couple years have not been good for Austin Dillon, and many have speculated that in the upcoming years we could see Austin Dillon take more of an executive role and approach on that front into the future. But obviously everyone's going to be looking at that number 8 car for Hill because we know that Kyle Busch, like I already mentioned, is in a contract year with Richard Childress Racing. The other big question is this going to be the only 5 races that we do see Austin Hill behind the wheel of this car, or the final only 5 races we see the number 33 this year? To be honest, I think there's going to be more starts. We're going to see Austin Hill, not Austin Hill, but the 33 car out on the track in Cup this year. We had heard some chatter and some speculation that Will Brown could perhaps make some starts in the NASCAR Cup Series this year. There was a lot of chatter that he was going to run 2 races. One of them was the Chicago Street Course. It's unknown at this time if that deal has fallen through, but there's also a chance he can make some starts. I know Mexico City's been brought up as a possibility, and even Sonoma, where he drove last year, has been brought up as a possibility as well. The other question that's going to be brought up is the other side of things. Could we all see Jesse Love make some starts at Cups? I know there's a lot of talk that Jesse Love could make some starts in the Cup Series this year. And I'd love to see Jesse Love get a few starts in Cup, even if the car struggles. I think Jesse Love getting that experience in Cup with how good of a driver he truly is, I think that's something that we absolutely need to see. And I think there's definitely a chance and possibility of that happening for sure. Now, could this be something that hurts RCR? And do they get spread too thin? I'm not entirely sure. They are ahead of where they were in 2024, where they struggled, but they had a bad run with Kyle Busch. Austin Hill had a solid run at Homestead, though, and they improved as the race went on, and Kyle Busch did improve quite a bit. So we're going to have to wait and see on that front. But this is a solid opportunity for Austin Hill, and I do expect that Austin Hill will be okay. Realistically, I think Austin Hill is probably going to get some decent finishes, but he's probably not going to be up front consistently. There was a lot of engine issues last year in this car. So realistically, with Andy Street, though, being the crew chief and not Keith Rodham being the crew chief, I realistically think top 25 should be the goal. He could be underdog to win the race at Daytona and Talladega especially. If he's up front and in contention, I think that is certainly possible. But nonetheless, a great opportunity for Austin Hill to make some select starts this year in the NASCAR Cup Series. Hope we can do a really good job in that number 3 car and show some really good pace and speed later this season, as he's going to be competing against a lot of really good drivers like Bubba Walls, Shane Van Gisbergen, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, Ross Chastain, Daniel Suarez. Ryan Preece has had a great season. Josh Berry, Joey Logano, not Harrison Burton, but other people in the field. And I think it's a great opportunity to see Austin Hill get the chance and opportunity. We'll see how he does in that number 33 car in 2025. Hopefully he can show some really good pace in that speed in that car this year. So that is going to be our today's special breaking news report on Austin Hill. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Notifications on soon if I win a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. How I think Austin Hill is going to do in the number 33 car this year. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And what other drivers do you think will get behind the wheel of this car? Could we see Casey Kane get some starts in this car? Who knows? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, you're going to see the entry list video most likely for Martinsville, and you also should be seeing the race picks for the Craftsman Truck Series race. And then, of course, on Wednesday, we're going to have a news video and probably the Xfinity race picks dropping as well. And then on Thursday, we're going to have the Cup race picks of Martinsville and the paint scheme video dropping. And Friday, we'll have a NASCAR news video, and we also should have the truck review dropping as well, and probably reactions to Xfinity Series qualifying coming out. We got content coming out on people like Haley Deegan, SVG, Carl Arts, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Eric Almirola, Dodge, Ford, Honda, Jesse Love, Will Brown, Red Bull, all the good stuff we'll be talking about on the channel. Chandler Smith, Eric Almirola, Junior Motorsports, and their future a little bit maybe down the road. We got a lot of great content dropping that I cannot wait for you guys to check out. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.